Good afternoon, this is Maddie from Maddie's Travel, and Merry Christmas. It is afternoon. Most places are closed around here, but there are restaurants open, I guess, for tourists. And I'm just kind of like taking a little walk around just to see how many people, which shouldn't be many, are out and about. Maybe I'm wrong. It's a brisk, like 52 degrees, and people are still walking around. There are actually quite a bit of restaurants open. More than I expected on Christmas Day, and they're packed, which you will see. They're really packed this afternoon. I was just going to take a stroll through the town and figured it'd probably be like halfway empty, but it's actually, all the restaurants are full. And sitting outside, so inside I'm sure there's a lot of people too, but this place is pretty packed. Did not expect to be walking out in this. Santa is even here. Santa is even here. Wow. This is Mahdi Street. And there are restaurants, stores open. Surprised. Very surprised. Because stores are supposed to be closed. Well, that's what Grok told me. That only restaurants would be opened and stores will be closed. But as you can see, it's Christmas Day and they're open. Some are, not all, but Mahdi's is closed. Mahdi's is closed. But stores, I didn't expect the stores to be open. And there's even somebody asking, I guess he's passing around flyers or something, but stores are open, souvenir shops are open. I guess they figured since there's tourists here for Christmas, why close all the streets? All the stores. But I am surprised. I thought these streets would be empty. I am really surprised. I know I've been saying that. Gelato's open. A lot of people out, a lot of people. I was actually going to chillax at home at the Airbnb in my jammies and watch some Netflix today because I figured things were going to be closed and people are probably going to be spending it with their families. And wow, these restaurants are really full. And I know they're tourists, but I just didn't expect this many people to be open. Regular stores open. I figured some restaurants, but not as many as there are now. I don't know why, but when I go for my walks, I always end up at the beach, which is this way it's going, where the wonderful steps that I love so much are. But just look at these restaurants, how full they are. I mean, this is standing room only. Standing room only. Huh. All these places are open. All right, time for me to get ready for these stairs to go to El Banjo I can never say it, El Banjodillo. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Probably nothing was open in these areas where the stairs are, but you just never know because I wasn't expecting this many people here. But I do hear people. Restaurants open. I'm sorry, kitty, I ain't got no money for you. I mean, no food for you. Well, people are dressed up and decorated for Christmas, so you know they're tourists. See, this is what I was expecting. Closed. So I was very surprised that the places on the main strip were opened. On Mati Street, I was expecting it all to be closed. So this is what I was expecting. Closed. I love coming down streets like this when they're closed. I'm expecting great things to happen for me and for Robert in this new year, 2026. Last year was this year was an eye-opening experience for me, especially when it came to employment, because, I really expected to retire from the place that I was at. And they told me how wonderful I was and how great I am, and gave me awards and kudos and, thank you cards and all this wonderful stuff. And then next thing you know, I get pulled into the office and was told, bye, Felicia. Not offered another position. They just basically said your job was terminated. The position was terminated, and basically you were no longer needed. So as far as people telling you how great you are at your employment and how wonderful you are and how many cards you get and Oscars and awards and all this stuff, just remember what happened to me, because it could happen to you. You never know. It's the worst experience ever because I gave them my all. I worked there for 10 years. I gave them my all. I was a team player. I went above and beyond to get slapped in the face. So I was in actual shock for a while. I went through a lot of shock and then wondered what was next in my life, And I just couldn't believe it was happening to me because of what they were saying to me, telling me how great I was and how, I'm important to this hospital and blah, 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 blah. Those were all just words, And then to stand there knowing that they're going to get rid of me, to smile in my face until they actually do, That was another killer because they were acting like, oh, you're my friend, But other than that, it's been an eye-opening experience. Very eye-opening. I put things in perspective and, I terminated a lot of people from my life that were really not friends, or should I say maybe backstabbers, or I don't know how to explain it, but I deleted a lot of people from my phone, from my Facebook, from my life basically, to start over, because I've learned a hard lesson and one that I'll never forget. But things happen for a reason that I do know, and I'm gonna get through it and stick to myself like I've always done in the past. I don't get close to too many people for a reason. So now it's just time to move on in 2026 and put everything else behind me. Because that's where they belong, behind me. And now I'm in Torremolinos. I'm at the beach now. And there's still quite a bit of people out. Shocking. Shocking. Restaurants are still full on the inside and the outside, and people look like they're having a good time in their shorts. And there's a lot of people to the beach where I'm gonna go.
I am your mother.
I am your mother.
So in 2026, I just put it in God's hands. I know He'll make me come out of this storm because He's the one that's carrying me. And I know He's going to give me something better than what I had, what I thought was good. which really wasn't good. But it was a learning experience, and that's all I really got to say about that. But I got my head up held high. I knew I did the best that I could and even went above and beyond. And I guess that just wasn't enough. Maybe they thought, since I kept to myself, maybe they felt like I wasn't a team player. I don't know what their reasoning is, but that's one thing about me. I do not kiss ass for nobody. I do my job and I do it well. And if that's not enough, well then, that's their issue, not mine. So anyhow, this is the beautiful Torremolinos beach with killer mountains. Killer mountains. All right. Restaurants are banging, bro. On Christmas Eve. On Christmas. They are banging. All right, I don't know if I should continue walking this way, because there are quite a bit of people down here, and I don't want to walk that way. Maybe I'll walk this way. This restaurant's packed. Inside, I guess these people are waiting to eat. Wow. I think this is the most packed I've seen restaurants since I've been here. The sardines over the charcoal. There's one place I haven't been to. It's just in a little, like a little, not a park, but it's got Pablo Picasso statue. And it's just set right in it's not a park, I don't know what you call that, but I think I'm gonna walk to it. It's not a big, it's nothing big or anything, but just to walk. It's not too far away. Yeah, 2026 is going to be a great year. A great year. I can feel it. I can't wait. I've learned a lot in 2025. A lot of disappointments. A lot of fake promises and fake people. But that's neither here nor there, and that's in the past. So I know it taught me at 63 years old, it taught me a great lesson. Great lesson. So in that aspect, I appreciate it, because things are not going to keep me down, and things are going to get better. And this is the way things are supposed to have gone. God has something better in store for me. That I do know. And to all those people who did me wrong, I have no bad ill will towards you. But I know that God watches everything. So it's not me who you should be afraid of. I will continue. You know, a friend of mine's going through a hard time right now, health-wise. She is a wonderful person. Had it hard in her life with relationships and things like that, and now her health. Her health is very, very, very bad. And it's funny because, you know, when you're down and at your lowest, how people just forget about you and walk away, you know, and continue on with their lives and don't even give a second thought to yours, you know, especially when you need them the most. And people just walk away. Those are the ones that you can tell that when you're in a situation like that, it always shows you what kind of friends that you really have. Those that walk away, run away, you know, no longer are around for you, and those who are going to stay. Those are the true friends. But you always know who you can count on. Anyhow, she's going through a rough time right now. I keep her in my prayers because I know she's going to be back to the way she used to be. I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. Because there is a God, and I know He's going to heal her from what she's going through right now. I believe so. Truly believe so. And then when she gets better, we'll see who ends up coming back around. And I hope she remembers when she was down, who walked away. So, and that's not just for her. And that's not just for health-wise. That could be for anything. The loss of a job, loss of family member, health, whatever the reason is. Those that stay by you are the ones you should really cherish and keep. Those who disappear, let them. And that's all I got to say about that. All right. Yeah. Look at this. They are packed. Wow. I just turned down the street. I think I have been down here once before. So if not, we'll figure it out. Like we always do. What do I always say? Get lost. Always get lost where you're at. So you can see things you didn't think you'd be able to see or know you even that it was even there. So get lost. All right. You know, yesterday I went to the grocery store and there was so many people out. And I noticed like some tourists are just like, they think they're the only people on the road. You know, the roads are, some of them are very narrow, but they like take up the whole space. I was carrying bags, you know, and it was like, they're just into themselves and it's like, they wouldn't even move until they got close and realized I was not moving. But it was like, they took up the whole street instead of, you know, like staying to one side and letting the people that are coming towards you to walk on the other side. That's not them. And it's not the first time that this happened. It's like they get in their own little groups and then they just like take over the whole street where nobody can walk by. You know, like coming towards them, nobody can walk by. And it's like, they don't even think about, it's like they feel like they own the city. They own the place that they're at, you know, and it's like, no thought about anybody else. And all they do is talk among themselves and not even looking where they're going. You know, it's annoying. So that was my experience yesterday. And it wasn't the first time. That's all I have to say about that. Well, looks like I've made it to Pablo Picasso. He was actually closer than I thought he was from my Airbnb. This is the church that I never knew was there either. Let's take a look at Pablo. And then see, nope, the church is closed. But it's called Parroquia Madre de Buen Consuelo. And this is Pablo Picasso. He's got a water, brushes. Pretty cool. Right across the church. I want to give you an idea of how much things cost here. Homes. If you want to purchase a home. See how close I can get to the glass. But these are basically the prices. That's €1,270,000 for this place. It's got 8 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, terrace, chalet, interior is 546M, and it's got a view to the sea. This is €1,900. Wow. This is $345. It's got a floor, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom for $345. This one's $465. It's got 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And I guess it has a view to the lake, to the sea. This one is $398. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. But basically, these are the prices. If you want to live in Torremolinos, that's how much you got to fork out. The cheapest here is, I guess it's this one. This is basically an apartment. One of those apartments that I showed you in one of my previous videos. This one's €149,500. It's a studio too. So it doesn't even have a bedroom. And it has a view of the swimming pool. This is another studio for $182. And it's got 1 bathroom and has a view of the mar. But that's basically the prices for Torremolinos. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed your short little view to the beach and to see Picasso's statue and see all those restaurants that were so packed on Christmas Day. Well, I'm at my Airbnb right now, getting ready to go in and just chillax for the rest of the day. So, peace and Merry Christmas until the next video.